the tardigrade. It's also nicknamed the water bear. You can see it with the naked eye, but it is, in order to see it in detail, it is microscopic. Tardigrade. Google it if you've never heard of it. A vast amount of information on it. It is one of the most miraculous creatures on Earth. And it has now been rumored to be also on the moon. It is a living creature, did I mention, that they say is not from this planet, which there is evidence, not proof, but evidence that shows that it's not, because it has a natural resistance to a lot of things that you would not get by being a creature from this planet, which is why I don't think we're aliens. Even though we are the only thing on Earth that looks like us and acts like us and talks like us and has logic and all these different things, we don't have resistances to radiation, high levels of radiation. We don't have resistances to extreme colds and extreme heat. The tardigrade does. So what would give you those type of resistances? The thing that would give you those type of resistances is coming from outer space to here, where there is no heat, there is no air. So actually, I don't need all these cards. The tardigrade, you can freeze it, suck all the moisture out of its body. If you did that to us, we would die. This is why I think we come from this planet. Because we are born of the earth, because it responds to us and it responds like us. And the number one driving force in our body is H2O, so that's plentiful on this planet. Not with the tardigrade. It is called the water bear because you can find it in water. But if you took it out of the water, took all of the moisture out of its body, it should die, but it doesn't. It goes into a sort of, now it will eventually, but it goes into like a suspended animation. If you add water back to it, it comes back to life. It's like the size of a pencil lead, like the tip of a pencil. It's really small. You can see it with the naked eye. You just need a microscope to get the detail. But what I want to know, is it from this planet or not? I just heard no. Four swords. It's a retreat. Because they believe it could possibly be from Mars. They believe we were also possibly from Mars as well, because there's evidence that shows that Mars was wet and fertile before Earth was. So Earth was still forming after the Big Bang, they say, which is just still a theory, so you can take that with a grain of salt. But Earth is not Earth, but Mars has beaches. It has evidence that water existed, running water existed, because there are like riverbeds and things like that, to where you can tell water was moving at one point. Maybe it was hit by an asteroid and got knocked out of its gravitational pull, therefore it froze. And if you hit a planet, and it could fling rocks out into space, and those rocks could land here and then seed new life, because they carry microscopic everything from that other planet. So a rock could hit Mars. That rock could then pry loose some of that stuff that has those microscopic organisms in it. It could land here. It could thrive. It could become a Martian earthling. You know, it's like an African American. It can become a Martian earthling. And so the tardigrade is being held as this miraculous creature from another planet. So, and it can withstand extremely high levels of radiation. Like, you virtually can't kill the thing. And so, is it from this planet? The Wheel of Fortune. It is from beyond our time. This is what it's. It's not a time traveler, even though some people have said that too. But it's not a time traveler. Beyond our time means it was elsewhere when we were here, is what it means to me. That's what beyond our time means. When I get like, because I'm not a medium, but when I get something on someone in spirit form, beyond our time just means when we are existing in a certain space, it is elsewhere. Not beyond our place, because it can still get here, but beyond our time just means the time we're living in right now, it's elsewhere. And also beyond our time just means it existed before we did. Not humans or life, period, but you specifically. So before we did, it existed. So either it was here first or it was there first. So let's keep going. Five of Pentacles. See, this is like being thrown out into the cold or being shunned, but nothing sent the tardigrade, saying we don't like you, go away. This could be that stowaway trip. This could be that hit on Mars or hit on some planet that flung rocks into space, which is why we are now looking at the possibility that there are tardigrades on the moon. Mind you, there is water on the moon, but it's in molecule form. It's not in like a puddle of water. It's in molecules. So if you took all the molecules and put them together, then you'd have some water. But the water bear, or the tardigrades, existed elsewhere. So no, it is not from this planet. Seven of Pentacles. This is the seeded card. So like I said, this could be the seeded from life, could be have been seeded from another planet. So it existed elsewhere. Seven of Cups, options. So it flew through space. It landed probably in many places, and then major change. There's the death. Died in some places, I'm sure. And what crosses all that? Justice. Balance. It can exist here. Most things can, because we have a little bit of everything here. Yes, the tardigrade came from another planet. I wonder if it'll tell me which one. See, this is why you need astrology. Saying to myself. Because I don't know how to pick that up, but let's give it a shot. Which one? Which one? Let's just take this one. Water planets. Mars is a fire planet, isn't it? But I felt Mars when I picked it up, though, because like I said, Mars had water before we did. And then surprise, surprise happened, so it probably got hit by the asteroid, knocked out of a gravitational pull, and then froze. Then when it was hit by that asteroid, some of that asteroid came here, and then you had the tardigrade. It may have come from Mars. Or if you go further out, there is Uranus and Neptune. Those are pretty much the gas giants, or I always think water when I see them because they're blue, but it came from elsewhere. That much is certain.